Good evening, Your Excellency, and thank you for joining us. So, my question is this: if the coalition happens and they arrive at power going back to the north, instead of power remaining in the south, because I believe we have this unwritten policy of power rotation between the north and the south, 8 years apiece. If the conclusion is that the power goes back to the north, are you going to go with that, or would you run alone? Again, what is your your plans for education as regards improved welfare packages for educators? Thank you.
First is that you need welfare for everybody. And I've repeatedly said that education is important to me, and I'll deal with it aggressively. I've given you examples of how much we pay to our professors, to this, and why we will do it better. But remember the same backlog that nobody have actually dealt with. All these things we will deal with. I will not tell you, and I repeat, what I'm going to do as we go along with our power goes to the north, state, in the east. We will do what is right. The obedience will be there. We'll argue. I can assure you, I answered it at the beginning. I will ensure when somebody asks me about 4 years, that this is our reading constitution, that we are part of it, and ensure that the right things be done. But that's not for us alone. If you belong to an association, you have to listen to what they are doing and be able to convince people, yes, this is what we want to do, or not what we want to do. So I do not believe that we should, as a people, say, oh, we belong to this, and because we belong to this, if it doesn't go our way, let's shoot it down. No, I will not be part of that. I will ensure that we're going to do the right thing. Now that I don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to do the right thing.
Out of a coalition, and how you plan to move forward?
That I'm close to what?
He wants you to repeat.
Yes, that you are close to a joint ticket with Atiku Abubakar for 2027.
Where did you get that from? It's not a question of my people rejecting. Let me tell you now. In the coalition, we have never discussed about tickets. You have heard me say it again. In the coalition, and I repeat it, I'm involved in the coalition. And I'm involved there. We're not talking about who will have the ticket or not. If the coalition is about going to take power, just for power's sake, count me out of it. If the coalition cannot be about how we stop the killing in Boronu, in Zamfara, in Benue, how we secure our country, how we ensure that our people have food on the table, how our enemies can thrive, how our industries can be productive, count me out of it. I want to see Nigeria work. Not that I want to be president of Nigeria and waste everybody's time. People have wasted people's time enough here. I want to see the president of Nigeria that we know there's a crisis in Benue and go there and stay overnight and cry and feel their pain. Go there and attend the mass burial of those people and say it will not happen again in our country. When I was governor, people were killed in the north, in Mubi. They brought them to Adansin, 10 bodies. I shocked the government. I was in their burial. Because that is, for me, should not happen. People have accused me, even me, that they found some people in the river in Nigeria. The forget I was overseas. When those people were found, I turned back, canceled everything I'm doing, came back here, got involved in it. Federal government of Nigeria set up a panel and said it's not a state matter. Yes, I did everything possible to ensure that it isn't, but there's a bit I can control. Go and ask anywhere where there has been issue in Anambra State. I was there physically. And I want the president do that. I want to see a situation where a people of the north like Zulu will say this will not happen and we will not move there. Anybody who wants to serve should be able to put even in the life of Nigerians. How many people will die before we say we are at war? We are a nation at war, and we will fight that war head on. Our soldiers are dying. What are we prioritizing? On the day 17 soldiers died in Niger State, and we're talking about it. Our leaders are commissioning with this level of death. I will not be traveling abroad to attract even foreign investor. We are at war. Ukraine is not happening here. We see the way the Ukrainian president is looking very interested and talking where is the national concern to fight this war. Head on. What I've been lacking in our political space is issue to do with character and integrity. Character is what defines a human being. Integrity is what goes to show that it means well. If you take the arrangement, which is understandably what you can call an unwritten agreement, is that our power will go soft and not. And if that arrangement is to be followed strictly, I didn't put that arrangement, but if you follow it strictly, you will see that anybody, not just me, who happen to come from the South as president in 2027 must be ready to leave on the 28th or 29th of May 2031. I didn't say 29, 28. And if you know me, I campaign for zoning. I champion zoning in Anambra State. That is one of the reasons today some people felt we must deal with this man. I insisted on it, I maintained it, and I followed it to the letter till the last minute. Until today, I still follow it religiously in that state. Let me assure you, my character and integrity is far more important to me. Just like I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria, if I have an opportunity and the agreement is for 2 years, I'll vote for 2 years. In 2 years, I will be able to bring competency, capacity, and compassion into governance. The things are happening today that as president, it will not happen under my watch.
Good evening, Your Excellency. My question is about inclusivity. And you just said about a couple of minutes ago that we must respect others. I want to ask, especially for some gatekeepers who are not official spokesperson, but just supporters of you who said that we can't work with this person or that person in the coalition. And I think one of the persons that have been unfairly and single-handedly picked out is always Rufai. And it's someone that I have seen you with him even in London and some other places. So I want to know, please, sir, what is your position on those who can or should work with you if it exists at all? Are you open to working with all Nigerians in the coalition that you want to be part of?
I'm going to work with all Nigerians. Every single Nigerian, there's nobody I will not work with. Every Nigerian is important. Remember what I told you. Those who are doing the right things, I'm a Christian. And the Jesus I worship said he did not come for those who are doing good, he came for sinners. Our job as leaders is to change those who we think are not doing the right thing. That's part of leadership. When I start my job in Anambra State, when I started, I had people who were ready. I told you now that the House of Assembly invited me to say it's an impeachable offense not to use some of your budget, that my travel allowance was not spent up to 20% of the budgeted amount. What do I have to say with that? I pleaded with them and told them I went to everywhere I wanted to go to. The only thing is that I stopped traveling with the contingent of people who were not invited for meetings I was going to say in Abuja and everything. Why will I go to 30 people who nobody invited to the meeting when I can go there alone and take 1 or 2 police from Abuja and go to a meeting and come back? So I was traveling with 1 person or 2 instead of 30. And I convinced them and they believed me. I worked with civil service that was not happy with me in the first 6 months. But when I started using the money I saved to clear backlog of pension, backlog of gratuity, backlog of leave allowance, they were jumping up. If you were reading what my head of service wrote when I was campaigning for governor for presidency 2003, you look at an article where he says stinginess as a development strategy. So when I was clearing the backlog, they thought what I would take the resources. So we are not there to pick who we like. Life is not, in governance, it is not a buffet. You can't do what you like and do what you dislike. You get up in the morning, they tell you there's issue in Benue, you go there. Because that's what you chose, to serve them, to serve the good, to serve the bad, to serve the ugly. You cannot choose those you want. That is what you can do in your house. But if you're a public leader, you are leading everybody. That's why I said, don't say because somebody call you idiot, you will not deal with the person. In fact, if everybody likes you, there's a danger. There's those who will even help you for doing the right thing. When I was governor, because I come to church, I sit at the back, because I wasn't using big car in my first tenure. Throughout my first tenure for 4 years, I drove 406. Continued to buy more cars for about 7, but we couldn't buy Jeep. Somebody told me, said, Peter, you are small governor. It's no longer attractive. Look at what you're doing to governorship. So, so many people might not like you for certain reasons. And you have to understand them. As long as you're doing the right thing, you continue. Thank you.